Hello, this is Paul here. How you doing? You're probably wondering why am I doing a video on anxiety attacks or panic attacks, if you call them, on my music site. Well, it's true. I am a singer-songwriter, and I do have some music videos, but that's not all I am. A long time ago, I used to suffer from many anxiety disorders, and one of them was extremely bad anxiety attacks or panic attacks. And they were so bad, and this was a long time ago before the term anxiety attacks even existed. So when I had my first one, I didn't even know, what was wrong with me. I thought I was crazy or, excuse me. There wasn't anybody to tell me what was wrong with me. I'm pretty much a pioneer of the vicious anxiety attack, and I don't want to get into the whole story, but my first panic attack changed my life completely, and to this day. Um, so, if you're suffering from panic attacks, or you know someone who's suffering from panic attacks, I figured out the cure. Um, I saw psychiatrists who were incapable of curing them. They had gone to college, for 12 years, and they knew all about the brain and different kinds of mental illnesses. But one thing they lacked was they didn't suffer from these mental illnesses. So they had no idea how to cure them. Okay, so the only thing they could do for me at $120 for 50 minutes was give me pills. Okay, now, they gave me strong tranquilizers which would mask the anxiety, and but then I'd be all doped up, and so either way you sliced it, I was not cured. Okay, they didn't get to the root of the problem. They just masked it with medication. So I'm going to just tell you what I did to cure these panic attacks, and they worked for me, and I really hope they work for you, because you're going through hell. I know. There are people I know of who've actually taken their lives because they suffered from panic attacks, and please don't do that. Now, maybe you're seeing a therapist or a psychiatrist. Maybe you're considering it, but I'd like you to try this first, okay? Because I know panic attacks oh too well. So, without any further ado, let's get started. If you've never had a panic attack, then you're not going to understand. But if you've had a panic attack, here's how it goes, and I'm sure you'll agree. It starts off with an extreme onset of a high level of anxiety, okay? And you get these symptoms like you're short of breath, okay? There's a tightness in your chest, you're sweating, your hands and feet may tingle or they may feel numb, but it's profound. And what it is really is you're not crazy at all, okay? And you're not going to die, okay? But when you have an anxiety attack, it's nothing more than adrenaline, all right? Releasing itself all at once at a very, very high level, okay? I'm not a doctor. I don't know if it's a problem with the adrenal glands or whatever it is, but we all have stress in our life, okay? And the stress will store up adrenaline. And the adrenaline won't come out as it would with a person with a normal adrenaline system, okay? It will store up. It'll store up and store up, and then it will just come out all at once, and it's very severe. And you have this level, let's say here, of adrenaline, and you have those symptoms that I was telling you about. You're short of breath, okay? You might have chest pains and extremities are tingling, you're lightheaded, and what happens is you think that you're having a heart attack. Well, what happens when you think you're having a heart attack and that you might be dying is you become afraid. And what this does is it increases the adrenaline that was already high. It increases it much more. And then you feel worse symptoms. And so you become even more afraid. Oh my gosh, I'm really dying. And that increases the anxiety even more. You become more afraid, more anxiety, more afraid, more anxiety. And what it does is it spirals up out of control until you're completely frozen in fear. Would be the word. But what it really is you're completely frozen by the symptoms of a massive amount of adrenaline. That's all it is. Not a heart attack, merely adrenaline. There's something going on. Something's wrong with your adrenaline system, for lack of a better term. And I had, when I went to college, over 100 ridiculously severe panic attacks. One of them landed me in the hospital, and I remember the nurse saying to me, we all gotta die sometime. I was like, oh yeah, thanks a lot, Florence Nightingale. That's very compassionate of you. But anyway, it was hell. It was hard enough to get my degree. And it was a highly stressful curriculum, computer science. And apparently my adrenaline would store up, and then boom, I'd have these anxiety attacks. Okay, here's what you've been waiting for. The cure. Took me a while to figure this out, but I tried it, and it worked. Now, the next time you have a panic attack, you are going to get X amount of adrenaline. Okay, you can't help it. It's not your fault. You're not crazy. What you want to not happen is you don't want to be afraid of that. Think you're having a heart attack, so it increases. And like I said, you get afraid. When it increases, you get more afraid. It increases, afraid, spiral out of control. What you want to do is not let it spiral out of control so that you have a full-blown panic attack, because they're horrific. So this is what you do. When you feel the initial symptoms of a panic attack, I want you to face that adrenaline, and that's all it is, head on. And this is what I would do. I would have a panic attack, and instead of being afraid of the adrenaline, I realize that that's all it is, a massive amount of adrenaline, and this is what I would say to it. I would talk to it. Is that all you got? Is that all you got? Come on. You can do better than that. And if I got an increase in adrenaline, I'd say, that's it? Oh, come on, you can do better than that. Give me more. Come on, give me more. And miraculously, as if this panic attack was a real living thing, I found out that it's a bully. It's a bully. And if you're afraid of it, it will get worse. But if you face it head on, I swear, it backs down. It's like, oh, you're no fun. And in about 10, 15 minutes, your anxiety is gone. Okay? That worked for me. Now that initial anxiety level, I don't have the cure for that, but I don't get panic attacks anymore after I started facing it head on. I haven't had a panic attack in I don't think in the 2000s. I think it's been decades since I've had one. Because when you face a bully, bullies are cowards. They'll run away. And that's what happened. So once again, when you get that initial level of anxiety, I want you to immediately laugh at it and go, oh, come on, is that all you got? And just feel the adrenaline. Just realize it's nothing more than adrenaline. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't feel like you're a coward. Actually, you're the opposite of a coward. Just, come on, give me more. I dare you. Give me more. Really? Is that all you got? You gotta be kidding. You can do better than that. And it will just not spiral out of control when you face it head on like that. And that initial anxiety level will, over about, 5, 10, 15 minutes, subside and go away. And I did this every time I got a panic attack until eventually, like a bully, the panic attacks went away because they know that I'm not afraid of it. They know I'm not afraid of panic attacks, and I'm not. I realize now it's just adrenaline, and so I can't, show you how to not have adrenaline, store up and release. But that's how you keep it, or that's how I kept it from spiraling out of control. And that's the difference between night and day. The initial anxiety is bad, yeah, but it's the fear of it that makes it go higher, and then you're more afraid, like I said. Then the symptoms are more, and then you're more afraid, and it spirals out of control. You can kill that simply by facing it head on, realizing it's just a surplus of adrenaline and nothing more, and challenge it and ask it to give you more. Come on, give me everything you got. Face it head on, and you will be thrilled at how it doesn't spiral out of control because you're no longer afraid of it. And you'll be very proud of yourself. And you just keep saying that to it until it wanes and goes away. You know, I wish I could tell you how to remove stress from your life completely. I haven't I haven't been able to figure that out. That's not possible. We all have stress, okay? And this is probably a different video, but there's two kinds of stress. There's the kind that happens in your life that you don't cause, okay, that's out of your control. It's called life. And then there's the other kind of stress, which is the stress that I cause myself. You know, the unnecessary worrying and whatnot. And I've been working on a multitude of mental disorders or illnesses, whatever you want to call them, for 40 years now. Okay? And I have other mental illnesses that I have cured or I have diminished to just a fraction of what they used to be. And I'll be making videos about those. But anyway, that's what I did to cure myself of panic attacks. I hope you try it. And if you try it, I really hope that it works for you. Please let me know if it does. Feel free to subscribe right there because I will be making more videos like this. You know, I really want to help people with this because I know exactly what you're going through. And if you know people who have panic attacks, you know, maybe your children, because it does tend to affect the young. I would imagine more so today than when I was a kid because there's just a lot of stressors going on today. But anyway, feel free to like, dislike, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you soon with my next video. Until then, I wish you the best of luck. Have a great day.